All right, welcome, Hopeless Fan Podcast. It is Tuesday, November 12th. Zack is all the way in Florida. Scotty is in Columbus. I am elsewhere. It's always good to podcast with friends, but until that happens, you guys will do. How you doing, fellas?
Wow.
Whoa.
That hurt,
How you
dude.
doing, fellas?
I'm doing great, fella.
Zack,
Zack's in
how's
Florida.
Florida? Anything goes.
Still fantastic. I'm not ready to come back, but unfortunately I have to on Wednesday.
Always tough. It's snowing up here. You're lucky. I'm so jealous of you.
Oh man, Did you send pictures to your family members of how nice it was around you, so that they can be like, "Oh my God, it's so cold here."
Yeah, did you sit with a pina colada on your stomach and be like, "Oh man, how's the weather in Ohio?"
Something like that. Yeah, you sit in a hot tub with a palm tree in the background and your beer mug.
Yeah. Did you lay next to the pool and say, "This is definitely not Ohio"?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
all the
Are you gonna in 3 weeks post a thirst trap pic of you just a selfie and be like, "Wish
Take
I was
me
back in Florida"?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful, Zach. I'll be waiting for that. You have to take a really thirst trap picture of yourself.
Actually, Zach, it's required now to stay on the podcast to post that onto Facebook
It's I just
or the Twitter account.
missing the sunshine. Hashtag Ohio sucks.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, Sunday standouts. We have a bunch of Sunday standouts. Winners, losers. Scotty, start.
Winners is the fat check that Ryan Tannehill is going to get because some sucker is going to pay him it.
That's a good one. That's an all-time comeback for the Titans, an all-time choke job by Andy Reid, and it's not even the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, dude, as a Chiefs -6er, and we'll get to that, is the fact that
save your bad beat if that's the one you're going with.
Yeah, I will. But it's just they couldn't have choked it harder because the Titans got the touchdown and could just walk. It was a walk-off.
Yeah.
Except Mahomes got him to field goal range,
right.
So it wasn't really a walk-off.
I mentioned this to you during the game. So I was
been.
the Chiefs had a 3rd and 19, and I'm they'll probably just get this.
Right,
And,
no team in the NFL.
Yeah, and other
No
teams run a draw or throw a 2-yard screen and get tackled.
Right.
And then it's 3rd and 19 for Mahomes. When they got the ball back with 17 seconds left, I'm just one play. And then, of course, 2 plays later, it's Harrison Butker from 55, and that guy timed the jump perfectly.
Right, dude, when Mahomes had 23 seconds left, I was like, that's too much time.
Yeah, with 2 timeouts, I'm they might score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay, Sunday, Arizona Cardinals. I don't know if you guys have, it's easy to, just dismiss their games, but they are super fun to watch.
Yeah, because Kyler Murray's good.
Kyler Murray's so good, and we'll get into Christian Kirk later. You got to respect Larry Fitz is oh man, this guy's good, but I won't be around much longer.
Yeah, right.
Cliff Kingsbury in the sun. In Arizona they got the dome. It's so hot, but now he's in the sun. He looks a lot better than me. I'll just say that. Arizona Cardinals, fun to watch.
Yeah, dude, and even though they lost, imagine being a Cardinals fan as opposed to being a Bengals fan now. Kyler Murray has got to get you excited for the future at least.
All right, well, let's save that. That's tough. Let's say being a Bears fan because you just used a first-round pick on Mitch Trubisky.
Or a Jets fan, honestly, because
fan.
the Jets
or
are going to have
fan.
Right, the Jets are going to have the number 2 pick or 3 pick, and they're not going to be taking a quarterback because they're going to be pressured. Sam Darnold's still there. We still got to hang our head on Sam Darnold and keep that train rolling. And they're going to miss out on one of the best quarterback classes, arguably since 2018.
Well, spin zone for the Jets. They get another coach in there. If Gase is fired, you're okay, we'll see how Sam Darnold works with his 3rd coach in 3 years, and we'll draft Chase Young. Yeah. And then it's well, you can do a lot worse.
Yeah, Chase Young is going to be a monster in the NFL. But, honestly, being a Bengals fan, like I said to you earlier, Shelby, when I dropped it in the DMs, it's kind of got to be exciting because you're going to have something to root for. This time next year, you're going to have an exciting rookie, hopefully.
Yeah, and here's the thing is that, if, Scotty, agree or disagree, if you're a Bears fan, take yourself back to that first round, and,
I can't even think about that.
But just pretend you haven't seen him play the last 3 years. You
Okay.
take yourself back, and your team drafts Trubisky, and it's like,
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, Mahomes still on the board, but like even though you might not like it, same goes to like a Giants fan. You have to still be all in. You have to like convince yourself that it's gonna work out, right?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as one of them were drafted, I was getting hype, or I would be hype about, Daniel Jones or Trubisky, because Trubisky was like guaranteed the number one QB in that draft. He was going to be the number one QB. So, I mean, I would have been all in on Trubisky. I would have been like, I don't agree with that. I don't understand it, but I agree. You have to be like all in, or else you're just going to cause more pain and angst to yourself. Might as well just root for your quarterback.
Right. Well, I only bring that up because I was thinking about that today when you said that, and I was like, well, okay, I want Burrow or Tua, obviously, if the Bengals have the number one pick. And
Shelby, your phone going off the henny.
I know. I had a timer set for when the game was about to start, and then that one was just an ESPN notification saying that the game started.
Wow,
but
free
anyway,
plug.
yeah. Damn it. Good catch. But I was thinking, I was like, I don't want the Bengals to draft Justin Herbert, and I don't want them to be influenced by Justin Fields either. But if they were to draft one of those two, it's like you have to go all in on them. It's like, okay, well, we're here. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you got to spin zone that.
Yeah, I mean, if you got Justin Herbert, that would be an all-time or bad mistake with Tua and Burrow on the board. But let's just say you did, you'd have to find a way to get on board, or else there's no fun being a fan or rooting for a fan if you're just gonna be even it's just like me with any quarterback that runs through Denver. I'm gonna act like they're the best quarterback, the best thing to happen to Denver since Peyton Manning.
Right, and the Giants, when you draft Daniel Jones, you have to just steer into the skid at that point. You're like, okay, it's Daniel Jones. It's
Right.
You have to root. What are you gonna just being pessimistic the entire time and it's all gloom and doom? Not gonna work out. Okay, another winner. We mentioned him. It's Mitch Trubisky. Guys, this was gonna be my 4-year reference, but I have another one for 4-year reference. But this is Mitch Trubisky in his last 2 games against the Detroit Lions. 39 for 53, 73.6%, averaging 264 yards a game, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Should have won by more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But then in his other 12 games, I believe it's 12. Yeah, in his other 12 games, his completion percentage goes down 8 points. He's only averaging 178 yards, 10 touchdowns, 8 picks. So if you're the Lions, last 2 years you've let Mitch Trubisky carve you, and your head coach is supposed to be a defensive-minded one that served under the greatest coach of all time.
That's rough.
So that was a winner, Mitch Trubisky, at the same time, loser, Detroit Lions.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I got Dan Quinn surviving another week, and I mean, if he he lost that game big, he might not have a job today.
Exactly.
So Dan Quinn's a winner.
That's like Arthur Blank saying we're gonna evaluate him on a week by week basis, and I'm like,
and then they lost all 3 before the bye week.
Yeah, and I'm like,
how does he still have a job?
I'm like, that means you're fired, but why do they keep stringing him along?
Well,
if you want to talk about coaches that are on the hot seat, a winner would have to be Freddie Kitchens. I think he might have very possibly saved his job by beating.
He is on my winners. He is on my winner sheet. But did you guys see how much he would have absolutely got fired, in my opinion, if they lose that game? Because did you watch that game in its entirety?
No.
No.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did.
Just the goal line.
Yeah, 9 times they ran on the 1 yard line and didn't
So 9 times at the goal line, didn't get in, and then did you see his timeout, which might have been is worse, and no one's talking about it because they won. Did you see his timeout? The Bills.
I might have forgotten about it.
The Bills had it 4th and 4 with the clock running at the Browns 42, and they had done it earlier in the game where Josh Allen lines up like they're going for it, but they're just trying to draw him off sides, take the delay of game, and punt.
Yeah.
Obviously, but this time there was 7 seconds on the clock in the third quarter, so they were just lining up, letting the quarter clock run out, and then they would punt. And Kitchens calls a timeout with 2 seconds left in the quarter.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the Bills just punt.
Yeah.
So he got so off the hook there. Credit to Baker Mayfield, Scotty, because you mentioned it in there. He's not clutch. A lot of help from Nick Chubb. But in the end, Baker.
I mean, he got the touchdown. He still left plenty of time for the other team. Dude, I don't know. I'm not gonna let this thing derail me. Like, sure, like the Bills are a winning record team. That's just gonna one against the stat. I dare him to do it again because he's not a clutch quarterback.
And like you look at that further. It was like Nick Chubb ran for like 30 yards on that drive, and Jarvis Landry bailed him out, like turning another way, making a fantastic catch at like the 5-yard line. So not off the hook yet. The Bills are definitely a loser because. Like, you're a 6-2 team, and you're an underdog against a 2-win team. And that's because everyone thought you were kind of fraudulent. Hadn't played anybody.
2-win teams because one was against Philly too, right? I mean, they've dropped some ones that they should have won. They should have beat Philly, and they should have beat the Browns. And it's just,
Yeah, if you're looking at that, and like the Bills really should be 8-1 if they win the games they're supposed to, and they're just not.
Well, I mean, the Bills even had a defensive touchdown on that final drive for the Browns get called back because it was a rule
incomplete pass. Yeah, and it was
like a shovel. Yeah, it was, but I was hoping it would be a fumble, but just because I hate Cleveland. Yeah, I actually have the Lions, and Patricia. I actually have them in my losers for mishandling Stafford. I mean, that's a divisional game, and that's kind of like on your season, right? I mean, the season is in jeopardy for the Lions for making the playoffs, and they literally don't. They bench their quarterback with 30 minutes to go in the game or until the game time or whatever.
They didn't bench him. They didn't bench him. They
sat him.
Doctors would not let him play.
Right.
So the way I understood it, it was like if it was up to him, he would play.
Right, but I'm saying, like, in one way or another, that situation was mishandled by the Lions. And they should have known prior that
absolutely.
They should have had more preparation for Driscoll or what have you, and they just didn't. So
absolutely, and they still nearly, they're 25 yards away from winning that game near the end.
Are we ready to say the Sean McVay hype is finished? Because that's my last loser.
Yeah, I mean, that the Rams are really, like, them going all in over and over again. It like can't. And here's I always say that I like the Patriots is because they like sustain all their success and they're good every single year. You expect them to be in the Super Bowl, and like other hypes, like it would not surprise me next year if the 49ers are 6-10, and now the Rams explosive offense, boy genius as offensive coordinator / head coach, and now it's not working out. It's like the NFL is just the fame is short lived, and I mean that with the Broncos, Scotty. Unfortunately to say.
Yeah, well, if you don't have a quarterback to sustain, that's one thing. I mean, a defense can be. I mean, the Broncos still have top 5 defenses, but it's all about the quarterback, and and Sean McVay is like someone said I think the streets must be saying, his offense was good until Bill Belichick threw a zone defense at him, and now he has no idea what to do.
Streets are saying he's a sexier Kellen Moore, and I don't like that comparison if I'm Sean McVay.
Wow, no, I
mean, streets are rarely
compliment a little bit,
Streets are rarely wrong. If I'm Kellen Moore, I love that. Yeah, Kellen Moore's like, oh, that ain't bad. I'll take that.
How big's the margin?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what are we talking here? Okay, that was a good conversation. Good Sunday standouts. Had a good grip on that. For your reference, guys, we have an undefeated team playing tonight.
We're really doing this podcast.
No, you guys, you know what? We're out here. We're really out here. All right. So, guys, there's 6. If you want to talk about the NFL, the parity, and all the teams, there were 6 NFL teams that through the first 3 weeks of the season were undefeated. Can you name them?
There were 3, you said?
No, there were 6 teams that were undefeated.
3-0.
That were undefeated.
3-0, yeah.
Through the first 3 weeks. Can you name
the
them?
Bills?
One of them's playing tonight.
Yeah, Patriots.
The Bills, the Patriots, the Niners.
Yeah, Patriots, Niners.
Oh,
Bills.
sorry, guys. There were 7 teams.
7. Okay, so Bills,
Sorry
Patriots, Niners, Cowboys.
Bills,
Chiefs.
Patriots, Niners, Chiefs, Cowboys.
Is that 5?
That is 5 out of 7.
2 more.
The Packers.
The Packers.
And the
Saints. Not the Saints.
Oh no, the Saints. The Saints
they lost to the Rams.
Right.
Seahawks.
No.
The Rams.
The Rams. And I'm sorry, there's actually one more.
Oh.
It's not Baltimore because we started 2-1.
Wow. The Texans. No, not the Texans.
The Colts.
No. They lost opening week.
I'm gonna have to say it was
To the Chargers.
I don't think you guys will get it.
No, man, I'm good. I know I'll get it. It's got to be.
The
Do I have to
Vikings?
time you? No,
Yeah.
Not the Vikings.
You have to time me.
It's not Ashton Kutcher.
Not Ashton Kutcher. It's Kevin Malone. Oh God.
This is bad radio.
This is terrible radio, but I'm enjoying it.
Start the timer.
All right, timer started. 28 seconds left.
Oh man. Okay.
It's not Ashton Kutcher.
Did they play this weekend?
Yes.
Really?
We're gonna kick ourselves as soon as he says it.
Is it Carolina? No, it's not Carolina.
5,
Shelby,
4,
I think we guessed it.
3, 2, 1.
I'm saying we guessed
Detroit Lions.
They were 3-0.
Lions were not 3-0.
They were 2-0-1. I said they were.
they were undefeated.
They were undefeated.
Oh,
You
that's a
slick
cop-out.
Son of a gun.
How's it a cop out?
yeah,
How's it a
slick.
cop out?
I like it.
no, that's slick.
Okay.
It's just
it's funny.
slick.
Yeah, okay.
It's funny. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But just saying is that you have these teams. It was like, all right, how many people picked Chiefs Rams to be their Super Bowl? Do you think this year?
I mean, everyone wanted to see that because, of the last year's
Right.
game.
My guess was Chiefs Saints. I think.
Mine was Patriots and the Saints.
Mine was also Patriots Saints. I thought you did.
But I argued with Shelby.
Patriots Seahawks. I think. I don't know, but
No, I did Packers. I did Packers and Patriots or something just for great debate one week because you had already taken the Saints.
okay.
Patriots.
But anyway, what I was saying is that a lot of these teams just shows you in the NFL is that the Chiefs, Cowboys, Rams, Lions, in their last 6 games, the Chiefs, Cowboys, Rams, both 2-4 in the last 6. Lions 1-5 in their last 6. Bills 3-3 in their last 6. So between the Chiefs, Cowboys, Rams, Lions, Bills, you think they start out of the gate super hot, and instead their overall combined record 10-20. Yikes!
Yeah.
Yikes! That's the NFL. It's like it's just crazy to me when you think of like how teams change. Zach, for the Ravens, did you ever think they'd kill the Patriots after losing to the Browns by like 20-something points?
Not at all. When we went 2-2, with that 2-2 start scared the living daylights out of me because you start the high of having the great game against Miami and then a great game against Arizona, and then you drop 2 and now you're 2-2. I would have not have thought we'd go 5-0.
Who'd the Ravens lose to week 3?
The Chiefs.
Oh, the
Browns.
Chiefs, yeah, close game.
Mm-hmm.
Browns
Chiefs,
then week 4.
then the
Okay,
Browns,
yeah.
Yeah.
So just saying, a lot of teams change. Crazy world, a lot of smells. All right, Zach. We're gonna rip Zach's rankings. Zach, you're gonna give us the top 5 Cinderellas since the NCAA basketball
In the last
season.
10 years, yeah.
In the last 10 years, that messes me up because there's one that I think is better than all the rest. But
I think
go ahead.
the one that's the best has a 30 for 30 about it. NC State, Jimmy V.
Oh, I like one even better than that. But
Oh, really? Okay. Is it Villanova 85?
no, that's another good one because of who they beat.
Right.
But go ahead. I'll let you
Okay.
go. Sorry to step on you.
No, you're fine. Number 5, I'm gonna say is 2013, our senior year, fellas. Florida Gulf Coast.
Not mine.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Florida Gulf Coast. When they beat Georgetown, they had that. I don't know if you remember that alley-oop dunk with under 2 minutes
Yeah, it
left.
was nuts. It was nuts.
Wild. I remember I was in Latin class watching it with Danny, because our Latin teacher. I'm sure you remember him, Shelby. He didn't really care.
Mr. Wyrock.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to name drop, but
Oh, okay.
okay. He didn't care. He was so close to retirement.
Okay.
He literally did not care. So we would just watch all the games. We were watching in there. We were lit. Good times.
Put your old guy on blast.
He doesn't care. He's retired now. All right. I'm kind of stepping out the 10-year. I'm going 11-year. It's going to be Davidson, the 10 seed to the Elite Eight. Steph Curry's big year.
Had to have it.
Yeah, that one is great. Plus, I love my A10 teams. I know they weren't A10 at the time, but they are now.
Good God.
Again, another A10 team, VCU, 11 seed to the Final Four.
Absolutely.
Got to have that. Shaka Smart. That was a fantastic year. Number 2, A bit of a homer pick here. Dayton, the 11 seed to the Elite Eight.
Okay.
Beating Syracuse. Love that one. That's going to be the easiest one for you guys to rip, but I'm going to put it in there anyways. And then my number one, just because, they only won one game, but it's the only time it's ever happened. UMBC, 16 seed defeating number one seed Virginia. The odds.
I like that.
Yeah,
You have to put
the
that in
odds
there.
are 25 between 20-1, 25-1 for them to win. They won by 20 points over the AP and coaches poll number one team in the country. Just a story for the ages.
Zach, the one I like the most that obviously was out of the date range is George Mason.
Oh, yeah, another A10
Just because when actually, never
06,
mind.
I
I don't
believe?
like it.
2006?
Yeah, 2006. Only reason I like it is because when a school that no one has any idea where it's at goes far,
Yeah.
always fun. But the biggest problem with your rankings, can you run them through real quick? Because I think I missed 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you just run through Can you run through them real quick? 2013 Florida Gulf Coast, Davidson,
VCU,
VCU, Dayton, and
Dayton,
then
University of Maryland, Baltimore College.
okay, yeah. Biggest one is not having Loyola Chicago go into the Final
Yeah,
Four.
Loyola Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
That's
about
that because
I thought about
because
that
they
one.
went to a Final Four.
And I thought about Wichita State as well, 2013 going to the Final Four. There was a lot.
I mean, how about
Yeah, I told you that. It,
What about
How about-
Butler?
What about
2011
Butler
to the
almost beating Duke?
Yeah. That's another one too that I thought about putting in there.
whatever? How about Ohio U 2012
Cornell.
in the Elite Eight, going to overtime against the
Cornell
number one
2010 going to the
UNC.
Sweet
Absolutely.
16.
That's the Big Red Bear.
Yeah, I bleed Big Red.
That's a giant big red bear.
Damn it!
Take the sweatshirt off.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Dayton,
Ohio U is the biggest one.
No,
the,
it's
Sorry,
not.
the
that's
Dayton,
it.
the Dayton one. Did OU make it farther than Dayton?
No.
How'd Dayton go? Elite
Elite
Eight.
Eight, yeah.
Elite
They
Eight.
both went Elite Eight, and then Ohio U went to overtime against the number one at UNC.
Right. They didn't get killed.
Right.
Trash.
Dayton didn't get
Zach,
killed
how,
by
how
Florida.
is Dayton in there?
They got
No, they
killed.
didn't.
Killed.
You kidding me? Wasn't even a game.
Was never a
It
game.
wasn't even close.
Jeez, dude.
But yeah, that's
Check your facts.
that's. I mean, I don't. Obviously, I don't know enough about college basketball to be like, well, technically,
Right.
I know Loyola Chicago is the biggest one because, like, the whole Sister Jean thing, you could put that in your own category. I would have that.
I never even knew what Loyola Chicago was. Now I see stamps like all over the U.S. from Loyola Chicago, like stickers and backpacks. It's like they made it themselves relevant again, and now the U.S. is recognized. How do
And
you
that
not-
guy, and that social media guy made himself famous by, like, being their social media guy.
right?
all
Social
the-
media guy. Yeah,
Yeah, I like with all the success Butler has had in the NCAA tournament. I think it's hard to leave them off of here, Zach. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean they go twice. I think
Right.
if I had to take one off and put and slide them in, I'd have probably go. It'd have to be. I mean, yeah, I guess
Dayton.
so, but I can't in good conscience, being the homer that I am.
Hey,
Yeah.
stand by your man, Tammy Wynette. Okay, all right. Rip your rankings. All right, hashtag Twitter trend. Guys, the hashtag we're going off today is things we say but don't mean.
Ooh,
Hashtag things we say but don't mean.
how
I'm
are
good.
you?
How are you's the biggest one.
I'm good.
I'm doing
Yeah.
fine. I'm not suicidal. Like
Jesus.
I'm betting. I like the Browns to cover this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
Michigan could probably beat Ohio State. Ohio State probably runs a clean program.
I think this is the year.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I think this is the year's big one.
The
We're
Eagles
not out of
could
it yet.
clinch the NFC East.
And she said,
We're done.
"We're done."
How about a lot of football left when a bet's
Lot of
not looking
football
good?
I get forward progress on that.
Yeah, Zach, that was an all-timer. Yeah, I think we covered a lot of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that was good. Jimmy G's a franchise
The
quarterback.
Browns finally found their franchise QB.
Like, when you say somebody asks you, how's it going? And you say living the dream, or
Oh yeah.
or working hard or hardly working. I was just like, oh, I'd like to kill myself.
All right, that was good. All right, who has a stand of the week
do.
they want to share? Zach, you want to
I
start?
rarely contribute to this segment, but I sent you guys some pictures while I was at dinner. There was a bird on the dock, and he was just chilling. And I tried to give him some bread. He would not take it. And then the waitress came by and she said, "Oh, that's Gary." And I said, "Excuse me?" And it's like, "Yeah, he's been coming here every night for the last 4 years. He just stands there. He won't eat food.
Oh.
He just stands there and stares. His name is Gary, and I did some research, and I found out that he is a golden crowned night heron.
In fact,
a
bird.
But yeah, he's my stand of the week because
Zach, I commend you for taking the time.
He's been
picking up your phone. He's been Googling searches.
Well, no, I had to go through all
outside of this.
I had to go through all the list of all the native birds to Central Florida, and kind of narrow it down based on pictures.
Good God.
It took me like 15 minutes, but yeah.
Was it worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you do? Question is, would I do it again?
Would I do it again?
Yeah. So Gary is my stand of the week, coming to the same restaurant for the last 4 years.
Okay, that's a good one. That makes me not even want to share mine because it's just boring. It was like Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, what's it gonna be about? Sports? Bet.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Ryan Fitzpatrick. The Dolphins not really tanking anymore. They're covering spreads all over the place. They've won 2 in a row now. They're not tanking, I guess. They probably still will get Tua somehow. But yeah, I
have a stand of the week that's sports, but then also an honorable mention that I wasn't going to say on the podcast, but now I definitely am. It's the new trend going around where all the millennials are calling old people boomers. That's hilarious.
Yeah, have to do it.
Because you could literally just go and quote tweet anything Skip Bayless says with "Okay, boomer." Like anything anyone online says could just be shot down with "Okay, boomer," and it's amazing.
That's like Scotty. Like you always like when people are like, "You're weird, dude."
Yeah, that's weird.
But like if anyone like owns you in an argument, or like just like you want to end the argument, or they have a good point, just be like, "It's a boomer take."
Right. Okay, boomer.
All right, boomer. All right, have a nice life.
But my real, if we're staying on the sports end, my stand of the week is Sam Darnold, because with a straight face, he looked that reporter in the eye, and this man said, "We could still make the playoffs. We just rattle off a couple wins here," and like, bro, what?
Yeah, if you bet the Jets over 7 wins, you love to hear that talk.
Yeah. You're breathing a sigh of relief this Monday.
Do the Jets still have to play the Redskins?
I don't know.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Because I just want the Redskins to win so the Bengals can have a 2-game lead for the first overall pick.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Redskins aren't going to... Oh, they could, because they're getting a good evaluation of Dwayne Haskins now.
Yeah, they're going to get a good evaluation of Haskins. They're going to get a new coach, so it might be a Kingsbury situation.
Have you guys peeped the completions and yards for Russell Wilson and Chris Carson? Not off to a good start. Yeah.
He's got
one for one and 1 carry for 2 yards.
They've had the ball for one series that was 3 plays long.
He's 100% then, Zach. So what do you...
I know, but we need...
A lot of football left.
Yeah, that's true. But it's been like 10 minutes of the first quarter and not looking so hot so far.
All right, okay, positive vibes only, Zach.
Right, that's all I'm about.
But I was thinking when I mentioned the 2-game lead, I wouldn't mind if the Bengals got the 2nd overall pick, because then like
we wouldn't have to decision easier. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, the pressure's off.
We wouldn't have to pick. Exactly. If someone takes Burrow over Tua, just take whoever they don't take.
You don't have to be like the Browns. You don't have to be the asshole that takes Baker Mayfield and everybody hates you.
Classic, like Chargers were like they were going to take Ryan Leaf no matter what, but Peyton Manning went before him. So like, imagine how worse it would be if the Chargers were the team that took Ryan Leaf over Peyton Manning.
You're right.
Now they're just like that's who was available.
Right. Exactly.
All right, what are we on to next? How'd you get screwed in fantasy? Because we've all been there.
Yeah.
And it all happened to us this week. Who wants to start? I know we got strong opinions on this panel.
Yeah, dude. You know, if the streets and the podcast listeners don't know about our 2QB league, they can know about it now. We're in a 2QB league, and it can suck it, bro. Because my QPs on paper should be like way better, but they just give me garbage every week.
Yeah, I had Phillip Rivers
the
in
reason
my
I'm
other
out
league,
it.
Scotty.
I'm
I
out.
definitely feel you.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just hands it off to Aaron Jones 5 times at the goal line.
Yeah, and that's also how.
Yeah,
let me piggyback on that. That's also part of how I got screwed. Aaron Jones. So thank you, Shelby, for trading him to my opponent this week.
Hand up.
Yeah,
That's on
I
me.
got Pat Mahomes from the guy that I'm playing this week, and he still beat me. And Pat Mahomes had over 50 points, which is just hands up on me. I started Dallas defense.
That's terrible. Well, it's not really.
Yeah,
it's
Kirk Cousins
you
in
would think.
primetime away game. You know, can you blame me?
Zach's like, yeah, it was good. What are you talking
Felt
about?
pretty good about it.
Well, Zach took a flyer the week that he lost to me by doing KC defense against Denver and hit.
Oh yeah, he's been good on the shoddy play defense.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then
how'd I get screwed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
go
glad
ahead,
that
Zach.
glad
got
that you asked. No, that's pretty much it. And he played a Baltimore defense, so I can't be mad, but I am. So,
Yikes.
go ahead.
Yeah. That's tough. I gave you some graphic language in the DMs at around 3:00 because it's even worse when you have a fantasy matchup that you know is over like by the third quarter of the 1:00 games.
Before the 4:00 games even start.
Yeah. Exactly. Since I said it was 3:00.
Yep, that's how time works.
Yeah, it is.
That's indeed how time works.
Because my opponent had Daniel Jones and Christian Kirk, and right after Golden Tate broke his second long one, it was like now to Tampa Bay where Christian Kirk off the tip. I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah, well, at least like Tyler Boyd has 5 catches for 50 yards. Those are points I'm chasing.
I also played. Yeah, to go along with that, I played against in the same matchup. I played against Golden Tate.
Oh, you know.
Oh, and Kenny Galladay, a
Shelby.
long one at the end.
This was sorry to be that guy, but it was different.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, you're beating Nathan handily, which we all love.
Yeah, I did that for the culture.
Which Jimmy Garoppolo gets 80 points.
Well, how about when Golden Tate, Kenny Galladay, Marquise Brown, and Darren Waller outscore Julio Jones,
in a game,
Chris Godwin, and Devontae Adams? Exactly. It's ridiculous.
And then also how I got screwed in fantasy, I was like seesawing on picking up Brian Hill, who's going to be like the new Falcons running back.
Yeah, I thought about that.
And I like twice I tried to drop Indianapolis defense for him, and I couldn't because it was still Sunday. So I was like, I'll just do it in the morning. And a guy in our league picked him up at like 3:15 in the morning.
I wonder who it is.
Jason, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that made it less.
You would thought
what do you set an alarm
like
for 3 a.m.?
That's a total max
Absolutely
move.
thought it would be max.
Because at 3 a.m. is like when it allows you to do it. So like, what do you do? Like set his alarm?
I don't
have people
know.
in my other league that do that.
That's crazy, bro.
That's if you win.
That's commitment.
Right. Yeah. So and I talked about this. We'll move on to our next segment. On Thursday shows are so heavy gambling wise, and we don't really do that Monday a lot. So I thought we'd talk about some of the bad beats we had. Kind of have a platform to kind of get it out of the way because when you lose a bet, a lot of times
bad beater heaters.
Right. Sometimes it falls on deaf ears because even more with me. But Zach, you didn't like that joke?
I'm sorry. I was looking at Jimmy Garoppolo throwing a touchdown pass.
Oh, thanks for spoiling.
Wow, dude.
Thanks for spoiling that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Zach, you're canceled.
What did you have
What?
out of that? Like what investment do you have in Jimmy Garoppolo? Is that bad for you that he throws a touchdown
I have
pass?
investment like the other way.
I have Seattle in a teaser to win 200 something.
Gotcha. Okay, well I didn't know it was that important. That's my apologies. Make your beats known.
Okay, yeah, well, it's going to be a bad beat now. But now you have a platform to discuss them. And, Scotty, you have some thoughts because that game in Nashville did you dirty.
Yeah, dude, the Chiefs, what were they doing when it was like they were about to give the ball back to Tennessee and they were in field goal range and then they, mishandled the snap and Dustin Colquitt threw a floating prayer out of bounds that was intentional grounding that got called back even more. It gave Tennessee midfield the ball at midfield to go and score the game-winning walk-off touchdown. That's ridiculous, bro, because I had the Chiefs -6. The field goal would have put them up 8, and then the defense is in a lot better position to just keep them out of the end zone completely with the entire field to work with. That's a bad beat.
Right, like how many times do you go from almost covering a touchdown spread to losing outright?
Right. No, you don't. You just don't.
Yeah. All right, my turn. The Saints cost me $800.
Oh, shoot.
The Saints cost me. So the Saints and Chiefs have both cost me $800 this year.
How did the Saints do it?
Parlay, 12-teamer.
Parlay, you say?
30
Jeez.
to
Parlay, you say?
yeah, 30 to win 850.
Pirate code.
It goes 11 for 12. Well, that's considering that the 49ers win tonight, which I'm putting down. All I had was everything hit. Chargers, Raiders over. Detroit +8. Jets over. Ravens winning. Tampa Bay over. Browns under. And then we needed the Saints. They were -13. I needed them -3. They lose outright by a million.
Well, last week, dude, that's tough. I'm sorry, Shelby.
It's okay. It's
Last
things
week,
you say but don't mean.
Last week, Shelby and I had a can't miss teaser that went 1 for 6.
That was
And this week, I was like, all right, we got the underdog plays out of the week last week.
now it's going to be chalk.
Here's chalk. And I was just like, my can't miss parlay. Chiefs, Giants, Saints, and
Just lie and say the other one was the Ravens, so you get one.
no, I mean I actually
No.
I don't remember the other one, but it was another
Rams.
No, dude, it was the Rams. It was the Rams.
Yeah.
It lost all 4.
Yeah. I mean, so the motto is here: make your can't miss teaser, your can't miss parlay, and then just
Fade Scotty.
then just flip them all.
Yeah, dude. Because imagine the payout had I flipped it all.
Right.
Wow.
Zach, did you have any bad beats? Did you even gamble?
Oh God. Let's.
Did I?
Yeah. So overarching, you guys got me into betting this season. I have put in.
Yeah, we sure did.
I have put in. I maybe I shouldn't drop exact numbers, but let's
Yeah,
just
you can
say
do it.
all the
Make sure your wife
all
is
Unit play.
Yeah,
Unit. How many units, Zach? Determine how much is a unit for you, and then tell us how many units.
Jesus, I don't know. I don't even know. How,
Zach, just say the number.
listen,
I don't care.
Yes, $180 I've put in this season. So
Okay.
I
lose that in a weekend.
I have nothing.
That's a Tuesday for me.
That's it.
So it's
My
specific
girlfriend's
bets
looking at me
this
with a
past
distressed
week,
face right
I
now.
went to the Grizzlies Magic game. Parlay of Grizzlies.
You
plus-
gave me a winner.
Yeah.
You gave me a winner,
Yeah.
Zach. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I owe you.
Parlay again, death by parlay of +7.5 Grizzlies and under 209. So the 209 hit, but
Easy hitter.
yeah. And then the one that rips my heart out is this 8-team teaser. Central Florida Tulsa under 77 hit. Maryland +50 didn't hit. Penn State lost. Everything else has you under 78.5 for East Carolina SMU, under 78.5 North Texas Louisiana Tech, under 83 Georgia State versus UL Monroe, under 73.5 Iowa State Oklahoma, under 83.5 San Jose State Hawaii. Everything hit except for the Ohio State Maryland spread and Penn State losing. I would have won $135. So yeah,
Almost
You can't-
breaking even.
Can't bet Ohio State.
I guess
Can't
not.
bet against them.
guess
They
not,
were
dude.
running up. Did you see the report that the announcers of that game
Yeah.
said that it might have been
Something to do with
someone
Chase
from
Young.
Maryland?
They're just like they're so mad.
What do you mean?
It's because Chase Young's from the D.C. Maryland area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone decommitted during the game.
Okay, that too. But the
Oh,
announcers
sorry.
speculated. The announcers speculated that someone from Maryland, tipped off the NCAA that that's what happened.
Really?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, if someone in that area knows his girlfriend,
Right.
Yeah.
then it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And they were talking
Yeah.
about it on air during a national broadcast. They're like, he's
Yeah.
from Maryland, and they're upset, so they're running up the score. I'm like, oh gosh.
Wow.
Other bad beat for me. I was so confident in the Browns
Ugh.
minus the 2.5 that I was like, well, why haven't I put this on a single yet? And so I get up Sunday morning, I come home, and I'm like, all right, I'll do it. Cleveland -3. And, of course, that doesn't hit. It pushes. So a push is a win in my book. But still, that's tough because I was so
Push should be
confident
a
in it.
push.
Yep.
So that's it for me. Anyone else? It sucked for them?
No, just
It's
me
all
picking
bad.
Seattle and that kind of.
Yeah. All right. Christmas in week 11. Does anyone want to give a Christmas present in week 11? Because we're getting up on Thanksgiving.
Sure.
Russell Wilson has 1 completion in the first quarter.
Sure. I'll give the Falcons, Jets, and Dolphins a mirror so they can remember who they actually are and not ruin my bets.
Going back to the old faithful, the mirror gift.
Yeah,
A
that
lot
was one of
teams need
mine.
one.
Usually, Scotty, it's I'm gonna give this team a time machine.
I'm a big fan of do-overs.
Like, big time machine guy.
How about giving myself?
Scotty wishes he could go. Yeah, he could go back and not go to OU.
Actually, I would never do that. Why would I do that?
Right. Yeah.
How about I would give myself the name of Matt Patricia's bookie so he can tip me right before the game, before the lines move.
That's a good one though. I would give the Giants a Band-Aid to stop the bleeding, because all the hype around Daniel Jones, I think, is safe to say it's faded. I would give Daniel Jones like a lock and key so he can't get robbed again, from what Jamal Adams did.
I would give Nathan a real bookie that exists.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's good. But yeah, is there any other ones you can think of off the top of your head?
No. How about a time machine to go back and never do it? Never use the time machine bit.
That probably works out in your favor. We wouldn't be harping on you so much.
Exactly.
I would give the Bengals a time machine so they
All right.
could go back and get more draft picks in the tank.
It's all funny until the Bengals were
It really is
okay.
it's all funny. That's what if you guys have caught on anytime like you use the Bengals in a derogatory term, I'm just like, okay. Like,
Hey,
all
okay,
right.
we're done here.
All right, well, let's move on.
Over the line. Too far. It's a lot, jerk.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, it's everyone's favorite. Their
Is it?
reactions, they're irrational. They
It's
sometimes
everyone's
suck.
favorite except for Scotty.
Sometimes they suck. What have you. It's
Most
irrational.
of the time they suck.
It's irrationalNFL.com reaction time. I believe I'm going first.
Yes, that's what we decided because we fooled you.
Fair enough. Fool me once,
No, just
shame
kidding,
on.
it is.
Okay. Who wants to count me in?
Go ahead, Scott.
Zach will. Zach will do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Attack!
Patricia explains decision to sit Stafford versus Bears. Well, we had a game yesterday. Debrief Rams offense is a problem for Sean McVay. Kellen Moore thinks it's okay. Garrett, Cowboys didn't communicate on fair catch. Everything was unfair, says Jason Garrett as he claps. Juju agrees with Ramsey. I'm not Antonio Brown. Ramsey agrees with Antonio Brown. I don't jewel. Shine 9. Who redeemed themselves in Week 10? Write the joke whatever you want. Fucking shine. Devontae Freeman, foot sprain, could miss 2 weeks. Devontae Freeman has even played 2 weeks this year. He's been a ghost. Schumer absolutely will not shut down running back Barkley. Thank fucking God. Eagles signed Brooks to 4-year, $56.2 million extension. Little late to sign Aaron Brooks, but if you need a quarterback, you just got to get him. Haskin named starter for rest of Redskins season. I'm Bill Callahan, and I endorse Dwayne Haskins as the next successful in a long line of successful Ohio State quarterbacks.
Nice.
All right. I'll go
All right.
next. We'll save the best for last.
Yeah, Scotty's got time to
Are you
prep.
sure? Oh no.
Scotty's
I
got
actually
time.
want to just go now.
He doesn't have time to prep. He has time to pray.
Actually, just let me go now so that
No,
Jack doesn't
I want to
steal
go.
mine.
I don't want to forget these ones that I thought of.
I have a live tally of how many completions Russell Wilson has, and it's very sad that I'm doing this. All right. All right, Zach,
Somebody
go
count me
ahead.
in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Patricia explains decision to sit Stafford versus Bears. His back was broken. Probably should sit him. All right. Debrief Rams offense's problem for Sean McVay. Also, Sean McVay has problem for Rams offense.
Ooh.
Garrett
How'd I miss
Cowboys. I know, right? That's why I wanted to go next. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna take that one. Garrett, Cowboys didn't communicate on fair catch. Do they ever? Juju agrees with Ramsey. I'm not Antonio Brown. Well, I should hope so. Shine 9, who redeemed themselves in Week 10? Not you, Shine. Devontae Freeman foot sprain could miss 2 weeks. 2 weeks are going to miss him, too. I don't know. Whenever I don't know what to say, you just, when in doubt, flip it on its head.
Flip it. Oh, I missed a layup on the next one. Go ahead.
I know. Shermer absolutely will not shut down Barkley. Barkley probably going to shut down Shermer.
Ah, damn it.
Eagles signed guard Brooks to 4-year, $56.2 million extension. You know that guards play basketball, right? Haskins named starter for rest of Redskins season. NFL opens tanking investigation into the Redskins.
Okay.
Nice.
Pretty strong. Scotty?
Says the biggest Haskins fan out there.
Right. Getting an absolute steal.
An absolute steal.
All right.
All right.
Since Russell Wilson.
Patricia. All right, here I go. You guys.
3,
All right.
2, 1, go.
Patricia explains decision to sit Stafford versus Bears. Says Driscoll and his bookie have an agreement to shave points. Debrief, Rams offense is a problem for Sean McVay. Sean McVay, the offensive coordinator and offensive guru, has a problem with Rams offense. Yikes. Garrett, Cowboys didn't communicate on fair catch. Guys, I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. What fair catch? Juju agrees with Ramsey. I'm not Antonio Brown. Like, what? What, did Ramsey go up and say, you're not Antonio Brown, who's not even in the league or something? Is that what happened? Shine 9, who redeemed themselves? Shine 9, who redeemed themselves in Week 10?
Was that a fart or was that a chair?
That was in my chair.
Dang it.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Shine 9, who redeemed themselves in Week 10?
Oh, shit!
Shine wishes it was Week 9. Devontae Freeman, foot sprain, could miss 2 weeks. Devontae Freeman really just wants to... Wait, is this the 2 weeks that Devontae Freeman actually is going to play at all? Because my fantasy team would say otherwise.
Devontae Freeman foot sprain could miss 2 weeks. Devontae Freeman put in his 2-week notice with the Falcons.
Okay, thanks for taking that one. Yeah, that was good. Shermer absolutely will not shut down running back Barkley, and running back Barkley wishes he could be shut down. Eagles signed guard Brooks 4-year, $56.2 million extension. Lofty amount for a player I've never heard of. Haskins named starter for the Redskins for the rest of Redskins seasons. Bill Callahan said he can't wait to see the successor of Donovan McNabb take over.
All right.
Haskins named starter for Restkins of the season.
Crickets.
All right, I'm going to head out.
All right. Yep, and we're going to head out too. Thanks for listening. That was the show. We'll see you on Thursday.
No one laughed at my jokes, and I'm sad.
It was interesting, Scotty.
I appreciate that feedback.
The comedy comes from the silence.
All right, see you guys.